Well, good morning and welcome to Fishing with CJ. And believe it or not, it looks like we're going to get out on the boat. Beautiful day, beautiful blue sky, forecast is really good. Yeah, let's get out and go and catch us some fish. We're going to start out targeting for Plaice, I think, and then once we've done that, we'll see how we're going. Maybe go out and hit a wreck. But yeah, it's beautiful out there. The light was working. Yeah, beautiful. So, who is in the locker today?
Oh,
it's John!
Mate,
Come on in, I've had him locked in there all winter.
oh, that's better. God, lovely.
So my good friend John, we're going out and we're going to go and catch some fish today.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Hey, we're back at the sea. Oh, it's so good to be back. Okay, so we're going to be drifting for Plaice here, and the rigs that we're going to be using is a spreader. Looks a bit like a coat hanger. Okay, big bright beads because Plaice are sight feeders. The water clarity is quite good. I've got a fresh out lugworm on this, and then again above the lugworm is some beads and little fluttery blade. I don't know how good they are, and the weight I'm using actually is a small perk, so again that has a bit of flash in the water as well. Now we're drifting along, so it's a moving bait. It will be jerking along the bottom. Hopefully it's going to catch the Plaice's eye and they'll come in to investigate and then find our bait. That's the plan. I'll have two rods out. I'll set the second rod up in a second once I've got this one out. What you do need to do though is you need to have your drag set right, because it's a snaggy bottom here. You don't want to lose a rod over the side of the boat because you've snagged up and it pulls the rod over the side. So you've got to listen out for the drag and the buzzer to go, and it's either a fish or it's snagged the bottom. So let's get the first one down and get fishing. As I like to say, no more ado, let's get fishing. Let them down slow because you don't want them tangling up on the way down. This is on an uptide rod, so this will be reaching out quite a long way, so we don't interfere with the other rod that's going to be over the back of the boat. Put that into the rod rest. And we are fishing. First bait on the bottom. Now this area does get trawled rather a lot, so this is plan A. We'll see how we get along here. I have had some good results off here, but also I've also come down and caught very little as well. We'll give it a go along here, see if it's been trawled out or not, and then we've got another area to try which won't get trawled, which is my secret spot. Okay, so no more ado, we'll catch you when we catch something. Well, we've just had a bite, and what is it? Some white. Oh, no. Water whiting. Let's hope we don't get played with him, but at least it's not a blank. So let's get that off and get it back down. All right, got a hell of a rattle going on the light rod here, but that is a whiting knock without a doubt. And John's rod's going as well. So are we going to get plagued by whiting is the question. I mean, the good thing about it is an indication there are fish here, and if the whiting can move in and out, then hopefully the target species are going to move in and out as well. So we will wind those up in a minute and have a look at them, just get sorted out, and we'll do it. Right, so I literally just dropped that one down. We have had quite a few whiting. That's a half baits, and I didn't even refresh the baits and it's rattling. So let's wind that in and see what we got. I suspect a little pin whiting again. Feels a bit more weight. slightly bit bigger. The whiting are getting bigger. Still not very big, but they are getting bigger. So that's 4 whiting I've had on these 2 baits so far. Put it back down again, see if we get any more. So 1 and 2 and it's knocking already. This is a bit like the trip out in December when it was taking 4 seconds to get a bite. Yeah, don't really want to be catching hundreds of whiting. More whiting. Look at the size of that tiddly little one like that.
More whiting.
More whiting. And that one, look at that. That's tiny little bits of bait on there still, and it's hit the bottom and it's got a fish on already. The seagulls twig that we're putting all these fish over the side. Right, because we're getting plagued with whiting, we're going to go and move to a different spot, see if we can't conjure up a place, and then we might go to plan B and go to the spot I do know quite often holds place. Got to get away from the plague of whiting. Turns.
They do to turn.
Yeah, maybe. So there's a sign that spring is sprung, because those are terns sitting on there, resting. Now, are they sandwich terns, or are they common terns, or are they Arctic terns? I think they're sandwich terns, but I'll have to look at them up, look close up the picture and study them. They've got little tufts on the head, which makes you think sandwich terns. But that is spring. They're migrating. They're on the way to their, obviously had a little rest. Go on in. All right. And the Arctic terns and the common terns spend their whole life travelling from the Antarctic to the Arctic each year, from one end of the planet to the other end. And they come into the Arctic to breed. Spend the summer, the southern hemisphere summer in the Antarctic, living off all the krill and small fish, and then they move up to here to breed. So that is I think it's the biggest migration of any species of bird. Yeah, well we've moved inshore now, so we're now by the actual sewage outfall, Portobello sewage outfall, and the buoy, which you can't see, is just over there. And when we arrived here, there were 3, I think they're sandwich terns, sitting on the buoy having a rest. because they've stopped doing it now, but they were making an almighty din because 2 of them flew off and were flying around, obviously quite disgruntled that we've spoiled their fun. There's one still sitting there. So we get these rods back down, rebaited.
My intention is to keep my course.
Hope we've moved away from the whiting. Well, we don't seem to be getting plagued with bites. One of my rods has been down all of 10 seconds and it's not had a bite yet, so which is a good sign. I wonder how long we're going to bear doing this before we become bored and we go wrecking. Oh, you've got something happening on your rod, I think. Don't know, it doesn't look like a whiting bite. It's not a rattly bite, is it? It's a nod. Might just be the lead dragging on the rocks. Look at that. You can tell you're using fresh out lug mower. My hands are yellow. Come on, Percy Plaice. Oh, that looks like a whiting bite on that rod now, I must admit. Yeah. Unfortunately, maybe the whiting have followed us. Maybe the whiting have followed us. Let's put the camera on it, it stopped. Oh no, there it goes. That's a whiting biting it, without a doubt. And on this rod as well. Both rods are rattling now. This rod is going as well, it's only been down a few seconds. But it comes to something when you have to move because there's too many fish. Yeah.
What's Ricky doing? Busy working?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we got away from the whiting. Someone's got a big whiting on. Oh, and that rod as well. Come up my lane there, I think, but
Love it.
I think we'll give it a few more minutes here and then we'll go to that spot off Seaford there. Off Seaford.
I think so.
He's going to struggle getting back. Well, we don't seem to have got away from the whiting here either. We're getting plagued with them here, so we're going to steam back up to plan B, which is my secret mark, a bit further east of here. It's not that secret really, but have a few drifts there, see how we get on. If it's whiting fest there as well, then I think we might go and try a wreck, but that's the plan. Well, we've moved, come to an inshore mark. There is a little commercial boat out here, which is a good indication. It's a sandy bottom, but there is some pea mussel beds down here if you can find them. And if you can find the pea mussel beds, let's go to Plaice them. They're a little bit in from us now. Just hopefully we'll drift towards them. And what could go wrong, as they say? Rods are bouncing around, but it's because the lead's dragging along the ripples in the sand. So you see John's rod there is bouncing like a good one, but that's just the lead dragging along the bottom. Little commercial boat here. I don't know how he's done. We'll watch where he goes and starts his drift, because he will know the spot. So we'll watch him and we will steal his mark, as they say. Here comes the ferry. Transmanche, not P&O. So the fish finder shows us where the marker buoys were situated, and it was in line with the marker buoys is where we were getting, and it's kind of where he's gone. So we're drifting in the right direction. We will carry on drifting north. Got to keep an eye on the beach so we don't end up on the beach, and see if we hit that mark. There's place here because I caught one the other day, and that was only casting out a short distance. So. Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yes. Yes. A lot of effort gone into fishing this trip. All pumping worm.
It's a customer one.
Sorry?
I thought it's a customer place.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's always a nether death, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. What fish you get in Costa Rica then, Chris? Nice ones?
Yeah. Rooster fish is the desire.
Right.
But, I mean, you get all the big game fish out there.
Yeah. Is it expensive to fish with?
Yeah. It cost me. I was out on a charter boat. It cost me $500 for the day.
Or just yourself?
Yeah. Well, we've had a few drifts here, and to be honest, there's nothing seems to be happening. Probably wrong stage of the tide. Maybe we can come back and look at it higher when the tide's higher. We're gonna go out to a wreck. There is a little bit of a breeze picking up, so we want to get out to this wreck before the sea slops up. So we'll steam out into it and go and see if we can have a drift. See if we can't pick up a pollock or a bass, even. You know, never know. Even a cod. Let's go and have a look at it. So let's get going. Right, well, we've come out onto a wreck to have a few drifts and see how we can get on. I'm going to be fishing with a boom, with the old rhubarb and custard sidewinder lure. See if we can't pick up a pollock or two. See what else is on the wreck. We're about, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles out. As you can see, the sea isn't too bad. Tide's quite strong, so the drift's going to be quite rapid. There are some bait fish showing up on the sounder, however, so there's a big shoal of bait fish here. Be interesting to see what they are. Let's hope they're not whiting. So, no more ado, let's get fishing. Yeah, I think so. Ooh, it's going. Oh, that feels like a decent fish, actually.
Yeah.
I've not even started moving it in yet. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's halfway reasonable fish for the first pollock of 2022. Yeah, well pleased with that. Happy days, happy days. First drift, first pollock, and yeah, it's a sturdy fish. Sturdy fish.
What, 4 or 5 pound?
Yeah, 4 or 5 pound. I think he might come home for tea. Yeah, well, right, so it's the first time I've been out on a boat this year. Join us into a fish again. We only literally got here 10 minutes before you did. Okay, so we first drop. We had one little pollock. So let's see how we get on from there. Working the way it's meant to work. Let's just stop.
Fish on. Car park.
Up.
I feel like a car park in real area, you see? Oh no, I've lost it.
Big granddaddy pouting.
Well, you got something there.
I wasn't even winding, it took that just drifted.
Is it a pollock? I didn't realise that.
Another dickhead.
Bloody hell. You done that on the point, didn't you?
I said I've got a fish on, I shouted it. I declared it. The person you promised the fish to, they take a pollock, will they?
Yeah, she'd have a pollock, she would, Chris.
There you go.
Lovely.
Another nice little pollock. Come on, John, not earning your keep, mate.
I know I'm not. I'll try another rig on a minute. I'll do a little breather.
Sleeping. I think it's come off actually.
Oh.
It was miles off the bottom of that, and it took it on a really fast retrieve. Well, I had a fish then, it's gone. Just over the reef now. It's the bass. I'm wondering if that was a squid I had actually.
Yeah.
Strong take, and it was miles off the bottom. A really fast retrieve. Fish on!
Piss off. Where? Another one.
Oh, fish off! My line snapped. That felt like a decent fish, smashed me up.
Shit out.
Sorry. Well, there you go, I had a decent fish on there, and suddenly I didn't. Something's gone, something parted. Maybe the knot with the braid went. Oh, how annoying! Yeah, the braid's gone. The braid had frayed. Obviously, the times I've been in wrecks, it's probably touched the metal and it's frayed the braid. Oh, that's just life. Well, it's been a great day out. First day back, I had a couple of pollock, loads of whiting. We're going to go back and see if we can't have another drift for some Plaice, and then I think we're going to call it a day. But yeah, we've been to 4 wrecks. We had pollock on the first wreck, but then we got joined by every man and his dog, so we moved to another wreck and other wrecks beyond that. The fish are there. I've definitely had some takes, but just haven't managed to connect with them, and I definitely had one on and the line parted, so I had a fray in the line, I think. So anyway, so far so good. Let's get back to where we started out, see if we can have another couple of drifts for some Plaice. We've got all these worms to use, yeah, catch a bit. Well, the day is coming to an end. We've just stopped in Seaford Bay just to have a little drift, see if we can use some worms, let the tide drop a little bit so we can get under the bridge. Happy days, first drift, first pollock, and yeah, it's a sturdy fish. Thanks for joining me out on this first boat trip of 2022. I hope you've enjoyed the expedition. It was good fun, nice to get out on the boat for the first time this year. It will be the first of many, hopefully. We will get out as often as we can. And also we'll continue doing the fishing from the shore videos and other things as well. I've got a few plans for the summer. Certainly want to try and catch a sea trout this year. Certainly still on the quest for a mullet. If you haven't done so already, please can I ask that you subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't oblige you in any way, but it just gives me an indication of the number of regular viewers I've got. Check back through my earlier videos. There's plenty of videos on there now, sort of stretching back a couple of years. I try and have a little bit of variety if I can, so it's not all the same stuff. If you haven't done that, here's an idea of a couple of videos you might want to see. So in the meantime, check out these videos. Catch you later.